on
I'm actually not.
the favourite guess from
Thank you.
2020, like toxic that clip that was on the Instagram about toxic positivity was the first thing to go like, I don't want to say viral because we never went viral, but like it was the first thing to get like big views. Like I'm talking about in the thousands, and I was like, oh my god,
wait, what?
Me. Yeah,
wait, what?
It got 1,000 views or something like that.
And that was just you
talking to your things.
Is that us? Yeah, that is. In fact, that's you. Actually, it's your podcast.
No, that was us.
Wow, like that's. I did not know that until it's been 2 years, and I did not know that.
Yeah, no, honestly, like I love it. Like I love talking to you. Do you know what actually is quite funny? You know, Ricky Thompson and Denzel Dion.
Yes, I love them.
Like I was listening to their podcast recently and they were talking about friends and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, our personality and characters is so resonant with those two guys.
Honestly, literally the energy. It's like the energy. It's literally like
you move with so much like poise and grace and this, and you're very calm, cool, and collected. You're literally Denzel, like a baddie.
Honestly.
And I'm there like bam, 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 like break dancing like on these things.
I completely see that. Literally, I just be posted up, just sat there like. And then you come with like the energy. I'm like, I love that though. I love it. I actually love it.
It was just so fun listening to like their stories and listening to their adventures. And I'm like, I can't wait until me and Kaanem have our adventures and stories. Actually, that reminds me. How was Spain? You went and traveled?
You know the vibes. Yes, I did. Yeah. So I went to Madrid or whatever. Yeah, it was a really fun time. Like I had a good time. Like I would say, like, because 5 days isn't enough to do everything in a city. But, like, I definitely got, like, a fair bit done. Like, I saw the Royal Palace, got to eat, like, got to walk around, see things. And, like, where we were staying was, like, central Madrid. So, like, in the evenings, I'd just kind of go and walk around and see what... I mean, I was obviously, with my friend. Yeah. But, like, we'd go and, like, walk around and just see what's popping. But, like, it's nice. I definitely want to come back and, like, do, like, 2 weeks or, like, a month, to really just, like, get acquainted with the place and familiar. But yeah, it was nice. It was really nice.
Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed. Like, I went to Spain. I went to Barcelona.
To this day, that green bikini, I remember. That green bikini, iconic, okay?
Oh my God, you're so funny.
The body was bodying. The bikini was bikiniing. The green was greening. It was correct. It was all correct.
I literally, like, me and who I went on holiday with, we did a full-on, like photo shoot because I was like, look, I've got this neon green bikini. Like, this is for the listeners who aren't aware of when I broke the internet. Literally let them know, sis. In fact, you need to repost this when this episode ends so they can see it. Oh my God, I might. You know how like when you post a picture on Instagram of like a face or a body, it like heightens the algorithms. Maybe when I'll drop this podcast episode, I'll just drop a picture of the bikini. You
actually should, just put it as like the main like thing at the front. Like,
hey guys, listen to this. Absolutely.
Honestly.
Yeah, but
no,
like,
you major.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to. But like that, that episode, not that episode, that time, that place, that period, like just Barcelona. It's such a beautiful place, and there was so much art there, and I just really want to revisit because you just feel like an adult, don't you? Like you feel like you're drinking your sangria, you're going to the beach now, everything's fun. Oh my God,
exactly.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I just remembered the last time I went to Madrid, and I shouldn't even tell. You know what? I'll tell you the story.
I could have been a fly on the wall, or just like had some kind of recording of that to see, because that sounds epic. Especially like the stories that you tell me, I'm just like, I need to see this. Like, oh my God.
I must have been like 12 or 13, and literally like it was one moment we were all getting food together. The next moment, my mum is literally dragging my auntie back, like, leave it.
Oh my God. That sounds like a movie. Oh my God, I love it.
It was just, it was the cinema, it was the shows, but...
I know, that's right.
It's just a random memory that just popped up. But anyway, we move. I feel like I should mention some of the stuff that I was going to bring up to you in the DMC.
Okay.
And
wait, so wait, what? So the DMC is like the precursor to the
Yeah, it's just to get you settled in. I basically created it to get people like the guest and I settled into chat, and I released this as like a mini-sode or a mini episode bi-weekly. But yeah, this is just the start of the conversation. It encourages listeners to see like, are we connecting sense or are we chatting shit? Like you decide. Like, you know, those conversations that you have at a kitchen party, that you have in a kitchen at a party, you know, it's that.
Yeah.
It's just rambling.
Okay. I'm here for that. I'm here for it. I like that.
So yeah, it's just a bit of everything. But there's sometimes I come up with points. So one of my first points is, do you have any traits that you inherited from your parents?
Ooh. Yeah, I would say yeah. Like, it's so funny. The older I get, the more I see like my parents in me. Like, I'll do things or say things. I'm like, am I becoming my mom? Am I becoming my dad?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, I'd say the traits that I got, I'd say I got my mum's kindness. And my mum's kind of like general, like kind of, she's quite generous and warm and loving. I'd say I got that from my mum. And I'd say I got my like ambition and grit from my dad, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I think about the traits that like came from both parents, I'd say those things. But what about you? Like, what do you think you got from like your parents?
I think one of the things that I got from my parents is a go-getter attitude with like, and it's a strange thing because like I think my mum and dad are both in different professions, but like there's like a drive to be the best in that profession, or there's a drive to be like really proficient and active in whatever profession it is. I've definitely got from my parents, but not even just in like profession, even in like that story that I just told you, like we're ready. Like,
literally always on, ready to go. Like,
and it's like
anyone can get it.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like anybody can get it, but it's like this application of self that you can find, whether it's like, well, to scrap or to like love or to laugh or to like go and get their thing. So definitely like a go-getter attitude. I've larger than life character, quite generous, but also quite like she's a joker. Like she's like like, she's just there like giggling away and stuff. And I think I get that like sort of I don't want to say mischievous, but like that sort of like playfulness from my mum. And like I think with my dad as well, it's that drive. It's that sort of like you know, when people firm it, like I feel like that's my dad a little bit, because like I had a phone call he was explaining to me something that was happening in life recently. And the way that he said it, he was like, Sarah, I don't give a damn. And I was like, okay, Dad. I was like, okay. Like, I am you. Like, I am
quite like resilient, like
definitely resilient, definitely forthcoming, definitely like it's very expressive, but then I think it's a strange thing because like I remember I think I even mentioned this in the podcast last week, but like I do think parents are like born, how do I say this? It's like parents like birth their healing like through their child. So there's facets that like my parents may have that they're going to have to unlearn and like sort of accept through getting to know me. You know?
Yeah.
And I find that really interesting because it just shows you how we're sort of like a product of our environment, but because we're born at a different time, a different space, our DNA, everything's like unique to ourselves. It's a bit more like intimate with the self-discovery.
Yeah. No, 100%. And you know what? Like, that's the thing I was just about to say, that we're like products of our environment. And that kind of explains why when we get older, we'll kind of look at our parents and be like, oh, I'm you. And like, yeah, 100%. Like, it's the great point you made about kind of like, essentially it's like, oh, our parents healing through us. Like kind of like us breaking those generational curses, or if people believe in that and things like that. Like, I personally believe that that's like a thing in some way. So it's kind of like, I definitely see what you mean. Because like, I sometimes wonder like, what would, like, if I wasn't born when I was born and I was born 30 odd years earlier, what would I be like compared to what I'd be like compared to what I'm like now, basically. Do you know what I mean? Like, I do think about those things sometimes because it's like, I guess I'm my parents, but in a different time. But I've turned out so differently to both of them. It's like, like, it's quite interesting. Yeah, it's quite interesting.
You said generational curses as well, because like one thing that I think collectively that we're like sort of unlearning is this idea of like productivity and rest, and how that's been like influenced by like a capitalist structure, but also been inherited like by people. And now it's like it was passed down into through generations, but people are tired. People realize
honestly
we can't go on like we did before because we're going to be tired even further, and then we're always just going to sleep, or then we're always just going to like we might hurt ourselves because we've pushed ourselves too far. So I think that's even in a simple form, like we're breaking the generational curse of like thinking that we have to work and like only like get our worth from working, because it's such a necessary time just to be gentle with ourselves and slow down, you know, like you can get things done.
Exactly, 100%. And I think it also is like, honestly, like that hustle mentality it just does not resonate with me. Like, you know, these people that are just like rise and grind 24/7, it's 24 hours in a day, you know, Beyonce's got the same 24 hours that we do. I'm like, okay, good for you. Lovely. But me, I'm about to sleep. Like, like I'm not coming to, like, I'm really not like trying to do the most. I'm not coming to kill myself for the sake of looking productive. It's kind of like, I will take that rest day. I'll take a week off. Or do you know what I mean? It's like, because I'm no good to anyone or myself if I'm burned out anyway. It's like, no, I'm going to rest and I'm not going to feel bad about it, you know?
And there's like so many different types of rest as well. Like you can have a rest as in generally like laying down and sleeping. You can have rest and play. You can even have rest and like partying. Like I know that sounds kind of odd, but like when I went out with you for Halloween, that was the first. It was the first night out for us in 2 years. First night out in 2 years. And it was such a release. It was such like, oh yeah, let me fucking shake my shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially being around people that like look like us as well. Because like I haven't had that in a while. Do you know what I mean? So it's like oh my God, like But yeah.
And like it's so interesting. Like I saw an article recently about how like there's 7 types of rest. So I'm definitely gonna have to like read keep on reading it.
And send that to me as well, because I'd love to read that. I'd love to read that.
No, like, for sure. I've got another point for you, and this is kind of a biggie.
Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Do you think the UK will always be bad vibes?
Yes. Yes. 100. Like, absolutely. And like, you know, like I know at first it started as like a joke on like UK Black Twitter, like, oh, the UK's bad vibes, just because of like all these like just really harmful policies that are being pushed through by like the current government and just like the state of affairs in general in the UK. But like, also, it's like, I think we really saw the bad vibes-ness. Yeah, I'm coining that term today, the bad vibes.
Yes, bad vibes.
But anyway, but like that, we really saw a rise in that over the course of the pandemic, because we were all locked in our houses and we saw the rise and very quick fall of Clubhouse, and just like how like it was...
literally, that point.
That we can leave that company name out if we have to. But anyway, just seeing like how everyone's like locked up in their house, everyone's got cabin fever, and it was like people were just like running to Clubhouse to like drag people over like I'm not involved, but what I felt were quite minute things. Like, it's like, if we could all just go outside and touch grass, this wouldn't be happening right now. And like, I really saw like, especially when we saw like the rise over the course of the pandemic of like some of our faves in like Black UK media, like amazing people who I personally am huge fans of, like people like Mel's Wardrobe, and how people were just being really over familiar with her to the point where she came, you know, off of Twitter, and, you know, like how people like this kind of weird just mentality of like people wanting to like build people up on Twitter and then tear them down. You know, it's like they're always rooting for the underdog. It's so funny because I was literally listening to this on the Receipts podcast. Like I haven't got through the episode, but it's the episode. Oh, I mean, I've timestamped this. But anyway, on one of their more recent episodes, let's say, I think it was Tolly that made a point about people root for the underdog, and then as soon as the underdog's on top, they want to tear them down. And maybe it was Audrey, it was one of the girls. But yeah, it's just like, I just think this space is bad vibes, and this is why like I try to really limit my the amount of contacts I have with social media. Like, because I can't be doing it. Like, I don't really tweet. I don't really tweet anymore. I haven't tweeted regularly in like a couple of years now. Like, I'm just like, I'm gonna post my picture on Instagram and go, because what really matters is my life offline. And the UK is such bad vibes. Like, do you remember that tweet where somebody had like tweeted a plane ticket or something like that, and then somebody called and cancelled their flight? Like, people are just bad fucking vibes, man. It was like,
oh my God.
And the thing is, everyone's laughing because it's on the TL and it's funny or whatever. But
what about that person?
Like, it's fucking bad vibes, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird. I think that happened in the UK anyway. But anyway, to the point.
The thing is, of course, like, I'm happy that you even mentioned the receipts, because that's the same podcast I was listening to.
By the way, sorry, listeners, I am absolutely drinking. So
no, don't worry, enjoy. So when I was listening to the receipts, they were just talking about how so many people are infuriated by like certain characters being in the limelight for too long. And Tolly T made a really good point about how this is why you don't see like older generation like creative, like black creatives, because they have to like switch lanes. Do you know what I mean? It's like they've been like growing up in the industry, but then people get bored of them, so then they go off to another industry, not by choice. It's literally by force, and then they start choosing
like being pushed out.
Exactly. And like I really enjoyed the fact that Tolly, Audrey and Leno shared such like a in-depth conversation about it, because I think we do, as British people, we do have a stiff upper lip, and we do have like this indirect sort of like berating of someone that like, it's like, what's the word?
Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Wake it up, sis. Wake it up.
I'm trying to, when the word's literally just there and you're like trying to grab it. You're trying to grab it. But, it's like not even under pressure. It's like, when you indirect someone, what's it called?
Shade, or like negging someone?
Not negging. It's, it's like undermining someone. But basically, like I remember seeing a tweet and it was like, there's no country that doesn't like Britain. There's no country.
Honestly though, TFT, like we see it in the Eurovision results every year. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the place is bad vibes, bruh. Like
it's so true, because like I was just thinking about this conversation, and it is true, and it's so annoying because there's so much like there's a lot of beauty in Britain, but it gets ignored because of people don't want to look like begs and don't want to shout about its beauty. Like, even like I'm very fortunate to be a place where there's so much fucking greenery. Like, if I showed you some of the landscapes that I've seen, you'd be like, what? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I remember one time I FaceTimed you and like you were in the field, and I was like, oh my God, wow. Like, it looks so nice, like just around. Yeah.
It's so funny that you said that, because I was talking to my brother's friend who like lived in our area, and he was like, oh yeah, I went to the park in London, and I was like, oh, why does it end? Do you know what I mean? It's like when you're used to where we live and it just goes on for like fucking acres and acres and acres.
Yeah. And then you get to London and the park's like 100 meters long, and it's like, well, that ended quickly.
A nice big greenery for the day. Like I think about it often, because like I feel like Britain, well, I can't lie, I do want to move out. I want to be somewhere hot, so that's my goal. But like,
I'll tell you off air, sis. I'm out. But anyway, I just wanted to ask you to see how it is, because it is bad vibes, but also like there's something about British culture that maybe I'm just in a toxic bond with British culture, because sometimes like, we all are. That's why we're still here. We all are.
Do you know what? Like, I was watching. Have you seen Adele's interview with Oprah?
I haven't seen it yet, and I really want to.
I had a listening party with my mum, and I watched the interview. And honestly, and then I saw Did you see the clip with Alan Carr and Adele on Twitter?
No, I haven't seen. I literally haven't seen it. I have had the album,
let me break down this clip. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
So Adele, she's emotional because she's just met her old school teacher, so she's emotional. So she's like, oh, I need to go fix my makeup. Alan, do you want to come up stage and do a little sing for us? And Alan Carr, like, you know how eccentric he's like, oh me, and it's like, yeah, no, come up. Adele's like, play Make You Feel My Love. It gives Alan the the mic, the band starts going and Alan starts singing. And the way that I laughed and cried, everything in this 4 minutes was like, this is the British shit that I want to see.
Yeah, see, like some things like that, great vibes. You know what I mean? But that's because Adele is just she's the people's princess. And Meghan Markle, but like they are the people's princess. Honestly. But like, do you know what I mean? It's like Adele's just a queen. Do you know what I mean? Like, who doesn't love Adele? You know, like
no, you're so right. Like, and it was so nice because I haven't finished the audience with Adele. But I have watched the Oprah one, and it was so funny because I saw even tweets on. I saw some tweets about how like the American one was so like structured and organized, but the British one was like people cutting on the mic, everybody's drunk dancing. Like we just think of a fuck.
And I love that. I love that. I need to watch them. Where did you watch the Oprah interview, by the way? Like, where did we get that here?
So we don't have it. This is so funny.
Oh, okay.
We don't have it, but yeah, I'll send you that. No, do you know what it is? I actually watched it on Facebook.
Well, like, if they haven't taken it down yet, please send it to me.
Exactly, because it was good, and we're not getting that for in this country for like another week or couple of weeks or so. But I know that the other one was on ITV. But yeah, it was nice. I'm happy that we were able to talk about Bad Vibes Britain and the princess. The people's princess that is Adele. We love you, Adele.
Yeah. No, we love you, Adele. Honestly, Adele, listen. We love you, Adele. Listen, Adele. And if you ever see this, Adele Atkins, book me for something, okay? Let me style you. Let me design for you. Just let me do something, okay? I'm not even a stylist, mind you, but I'll figure it out, okay?
And if you want an interviewer, if you need a dancer, if you need anything, like I'm here, Adele.
Honestly, listen.
I think this is what the DMC is going to call the people's princess. That is Adele.
The people's, honestly, it's just spending a whole 5 minutes just standing Adele, but she's a queen.
No, she's a
Have you heard the album, by the way?
Yes, I have.
What did you think?
I love it.
Really? Okay. Oh, nice. So what was the journey for you, like beginning to end when you were listening to the album?
So like, I feel like, I don't even know how to explain it. It actually gives me goosebumps.
That's how you know it's good. That's how you know it's good.
Because it's just so, this woman can write. This woman can write. And like, let me look on, okay, I'm just going to tell you my favorites. Okay. So Easy on Me. I Drink Wine and Hold On.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites. And I just feel like they're very there's something about her speaking that grounds me. Well, I mean, it grounds everyone, but like
she's got a really nice like speaking voice. I think it's very
the way that she expresses her love and expresses like her feelings through songwriting, it's really like affirming because it makes you realize that like it's just an exchange of feelings and like there's no like right or wrong to like having the feeling. It's just making sure that you allow space for it and allow it to leave. And like I saw this tweet about how like, well, not a tweet, I saw her, she was making music for 30 and 40-year-olds who like are going through therapy or going through heartache or going through this. And I just think that's such a lovely sentiment because it's like she is a person before she was a mother. She's a person before she's an artist. She's a person before all of these like identities that we attach to her. And now she's got an album to showcase it. And like she's been doing that from early. She did that with 19. She did that with 21. But like this one, because it was after her divorce or during her divorce, like it shows you different side to her. And I think like it's like we loved her anyway, but now it's like, oh my God, so you made me feel like this. Like
exactly. Definitely. And that's like the beauty of like Adele as an artist. Because one thing I did watch was the interview that she did with Zane Lowe, which is where she was talking about like, you know, making music for people that are in her age, because everyone's trying to do stuff for TikTok now. And like, what I think is so nice about Adele, and like every single like 19, 21, 25, and now 30, like she has this really great way of like capturing a feeling and like capturing a feeling sonically. Like
exactly
it's like which is why we all identify with her so much, because we've all felt these things. Like we've all felt like pain, heartbreak, loss, you know, depression. Like I get in 30, you know, she's like, for instance, in My Little Love talking to her son, but it's like, even though I don't have kids, it's like there are other tracks on the album that like really resonate, like that I really resonate with, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's just nice how she can like really capture the essence of a feeling and put it in a song, and it's just there. Like,
and that's a testament to like how like clever and how articulate she is, because I used to like from a person who was previously emotionally unavailable, and I'm like slowly getting better, listening to her music translates those feelings, and it doesn't go for me. It's like we all listen to her music. It's going to translate feelings for literally millions, thousands, like so many people. And I think that's a really like affirming thing to be, because like there's nothing more frustrating that when you have a feeling but you don't know how to express it, you don't have to communicate it or translate it, because now it's just pent up inside of you. And Adele has been able to like open that up for people, and therefore like have a different relationship with their emotions and feelings. So we love you, Adele.
Definitely. Mr. Adele, we love you. Honestly.
We love you. I think, honestly, this is a great place to end the DMC, because if not, we're just going to talk about love.
We're just going to talk about Adele page.
No, honestly, thank you so much. Like, for joining me on the DMC. We'll get to the next bit of the episode, but let's say goodbye to the listeners. Bye now.
Bye, listeners.